In this video we'll be applying the carpet to the enclosure and completing the project. Before I started applying the carpet, I took my grinding disc on my hand-out grinder and ground down the edges where the resined fabric attached to the actual fiberglass molding, just to try and get a smooth edge. But just be careful, because if you push too hard you're liable to make quite a gouge out of the fiberglass itself with the grinding disc. So I just went along touching softly and smoothed it out quite nicely. I used contact adhesive, but with this cloth that I bought, which was quite a thin carpet, which I advised not to buy, I took it because it was quite stretchy. But next time I'd rather go for a much better quality carpet. It'll be easier to work with and easier to cut. What I started with was added some contact adhesive to the inside of the bottom speaker ring, because I wanted to apply that first, but I didn't have a staple gun. So what I did was I took my router and I routed a disc that was about 1.5 millimeters smaller all around than the actual circle, and I used that to press the carpet in place and placed some weights on top of it, and let it for about half an hour to actually dry. In the next 3 images you can see how it turned out. Like I said previously, I used contact adhesive, but I only applied it to the one surface as my carpet was very thin. And I started working around from the bottom of the flat sides up around to the curved surfaces, the area where I reinforced, where it was resonating like that. And it did get a bit tricky, because as I got up to that area everything started bunching up, and I found it particularly difficult at the back of the speaker enclosure, where the shape for the shock absorber in the car was all those curves, and that area was quite difficult to get right. But I'll put links in the bottom of this video in the description to other videos that I used as reference. They show you how to actually lay the carpet and cut it so that you get perfect joins and seams, which I managed to achieve here. If you look closely at these two images, you can see the joins of the carpet. Once again, I had to see how it looked and fit it into the back of the car, so I quickly placed it into the boot, and it actually fitted pretty nicely. Here are a couple of photos before I started to remove the centerpiece of the carpet from the speaker enclosure. Using the carpet knife or the X-Acto knife, I cut through the center of the cloth, and then using the inner ring MDF as a guide, I just ran the blade around and it cut it out very cleanly. And here's the finished product, fit into the boot. Came out very nicely. It sounds good, and I'm very happy with my first fiberglass subwoofer enclosure. The enclosure isn't physically fixed into the boot of the car, but if it does move around, what I will do is use some non-slip mat that we get from our local hardware, and this should stop the sub moving around. Just a note, I must also point out that I didn't go ahead and use the terminal block from the old subwoofer box that I made space for at the back of the fiberglass enclosure. I'm just going to drill a hole through the enclosure and use the XT60 connectors to connect the cables. And here's a look at the before, using the standard off-the-shelf subwoofer box and my custom fabricated fiberglass subwoofer enclosure. In the last video I've taken some high-res close-up photos of all different angles of the subwoofer to give you a good idea of the outcome. Please note it's not perfect, but it was a really enjoyable project, and I hope you find some value in these videos. Thank you for watching.